Okay, so I'm back again. It's been a cool minute. It's not showing in my pajama pants at like 9:30 in the morning. Gonna quickly go over some of my most nostalgic video games, what they brought to my mind, and maybe having you talk about what years were. Um, so I'm only going over like PS2 and PS3, and yeah. So it's not exactly alphabetical order, but screw it. So we'll go with first was Jack 2. This was one of my favorite games in the Jack trilogy. I know people say it's hard as balls, and it is. I have never even gotten to super hard mode, or I think it's called like hero mode in this. I think you have to unlock like everything, which is damn near impossible. They made it in the third game so you could get everything when you wanted, which was a lot better, but I still have a lot of fondness for this game. Uh, like, the adventure just never stopped for me. Yeah, it has a bunch of bullshit missions based on Grand Theft Auto, and that is unfortunate, but I still think it's a great game and worth playing. Other one, I started with Kingdom Hearts 2 and not the first one, although I did go back. But my memories from first playing this game and seeing other people's reactions in preparation for Kingdom Hearts 3, it has a special place in my heart. And the series itself, based on this game alone, and going back and seeing the evolution of the stages, of the RPG elements, which frankly, since the first one have kind of scaled down tremendously, unfortunately. Um, but the adventure and the action is still great. It's just a lot that went into that game, the heart and soul that frankly has never returned. Um, it's just great. If they'd ended with this, I would have been happy, but I don't know why fucking everybody wanted a sequel. Like, why? Okay. Ratchet Clank 2, probably my favorite in the series, and frankly to a lot of people, even though 3 did improve on the upgradability of weapon mechanic. The adventure in this, just like with Jack 2 and Kingdom Hearts 2, it just actually, in fact, all these games are gonna be 2, except for like the last one, which is 3. Anyway, um, yeah, this just improved on the lore of Ratchet and Clank, improved on mechanics. It created the true friendship between Ratchet and Clank that wouldn't really be developed again until the PS3 games, which people say weren't that great, which I disagree with. Um, but to each their own. Everyone has their own opinions. Next is my most nostalgic video game aside from Crash 3, but I don't have a physical box of that, so. But Crash 3 is my most nostalgic video game of all time. Next to this gem, Klonoa 2, which Tori Dory on YouTube did a video on, so check out her channel as well. Klonoa 2, simple 2D, 3D platformer, 2.5D platformer. Um, Simplistic story, hard to master, easy game to play. Um, I mean, it teaches kids about why depression is important long before Inside Out came out. Think about that. This game taught you that depression wasn't a bad thing. To run away from your sadness. Fucking love that. And this is for kids. Again, check out her video. It goes over a lot more in detail, but it was great for me. Next, this is the PS3 version. I got rid of their case. Fuck red cases. God of War collection. I played 1 and 2 on PS2 before, I believe. Um, but mostly this collection. I finally beat 1. I still haven't gotten around to beating 2, but these games, there's just so much to them, and the grand scope of Greek mythology was just a great idea. Beating the first one, it was great to see after interviews in preparation for God of War, not 3, the the last PSP game. It was like these videos online between all the directors of God of War. David Jaffe's opinions on what he made with the first game and what everyone had brought to the table was really interesting. Even though ever since he has shown himself to be a piece of shit, um, you know, it was interesting seeing him, Corey, who took over and redefined the genre and the series with the PS4 game. His relationship between the relationship between those two. Corey with the rest of the crew. Um, the guy who basically ran ready to get Dawn into the ground. But his passion and sort of the downfall that created the Order 1886. It's interesting to see that. Um, if you can get the Origins collection, which I have in the other room, um, well, it does sort of come with the videotape, the tapes with the developers, but unfortunately, it's censored to hell. So I would download it. I think it's like a few dollars on PSN if it's still there, uncensored, uncut. It's a lot better. Again, I don't know why they censored it. It was in a it was in a specific building. I don't see the point of why the censored version is on disc. But yeah, it's still there if you want to watch it. And Yakuza 3. I have so many memories of this. I didn't get far in 4, so this is why I chose 3. But Ricky is my favorite character in the Yakuza series. If you haven't played this game, I don't know what the fuck is wrong with you. It is, I believe, on PS4 now in upgraded resolution. So if you can play it there, definitely do it. I won't spoil what happens to Ricky but it was underrated. His tattoo is the best because he's the Viper. I believe Kazuma is, I believe, the dragon. And then Dojima is, I believe he's called a dog, but I forget what his tattoo is on his back. But that's like the trait, at least in 3 and 4 and some of the earlier games, is your tattoo on your body is what you are, what you represent to the Yakuza. And I fucking love that. That is a really dope and insane sort of mentality, and I like that about Japanese culture and the meaning of family and gangs over there. It's not like American or Mexican or Cuban gangs where it's more manipulation. It is family. You know, there's so much in Hispanic culture and American culture that doesn't quite get the feel I think that Japan does in welcoming you without intentionally harming you. You know, I mean, in these games, it's much more exaggerated. There aren't guns on the street in Japan. Not nearly as many as this game, as the series goes on. And yeah, but these were just a few games I want to go over. Hope you all have a good day, and later.